Green card holders, listen up. A new bill backed by Donald Trump could turn a single DUI arrest into a one-way ticket out of the country. No second chances, no exceptions. Whether your DUI was last week or 10 years ago, your immigration status could be at risk. This isn't just politics, it's a potential crisis for millions. Stay tuned, because what you don't know could cost you everything. First, what exactly is this bill? The legislation in question is being revived by some Republican lawmakers and backed by Trump as part of a broader effort to tighten immigration policy. It's not brand new, but it's getting serious traction now that immigration is once again one of the top issues heading into the next U.S. election cycle. The proposed bill would amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to make any DUI offense, no matter how minor, a deportable offense for green card holders and possibly other non-citizens. That includes legal permanent residents who have lived in the U.S. for decades, paid taxes, raised families, and contributed to their communities. Under this bill, if you've ever been convicted of driving under the influence, you could be placed in removal proceedings and face deportation. Now, let's be clear. DUI is already taken seriously under immigration law. In certain cases, especially when it's tied to reckless behavior, injury, or repeat offenses, it can already trigger immigration consequences. But what makes this bill so controversial is that it removes much of the discretion currently in place. It would treat all DUIs as deportable, regardless of context or rehabilitation. Imagine this: you got a DUI 10 years ago. You've since turned your life around, completed a treatment program, haven't had a single issue since, and you're raising a family, working a steady job. Under this proposal, none of that matters. One bad decision in the past could put you on a path to deportation today. And let's not forget, green card holders are not immune from immigration enforcement, but they do currently have more protections than temporary visa holders. This bill would weaken those protections significantly. So, why is Trump supporting this? For him, it's part of a broader push for what he and his base call law and order immigration. They argue that anyone who breaks U.S. laws, especially criminal laws, should not have the privilege of staying in the country. It plays well politically with a segment of voters who feel the immigration system is too lenient. But critics of the bill say it's a dangerous overreach. They point out that immigration judges already have the authority to remove green card holders with serious criminal records. But this bill removes context, discretion, and due process. It treats a one-time mistake the same as a violent felony. Legal experts also warn that it could open the floodgates to deportations for tens of thousands of legal residents. According to recent data, more than 1.5 million green card holders have had at least one misdemeanor conviction, including DUIs. And many of them have lived in the U.S. for years, even decades. The American Civil Liberties Union and other immigration advocacy groups have strongly opposed this bill, calling it unjust and overly punitive. They argue that it undermines the principle of proportionality in law, meaning the punishment should fit the crime. Now, what does this mean for you, especially if you're a green card holder? First, if you've ever had a DUI even from years ago, it's critical that you speak to an immigration attorney immediately. You need to understand your legal exposure and whether any defenses or waivers may apply in your case. Second, avoid further legal trouble at all costs. Even a minor brush with the law could be used against you in immigration court, especially if policies like this one move forward. Third, if you're eligible for U.S. citizenship, now might be the time to apply. Once you're a citizen, your immigration status can't be revoked for something like a DUI unless it involves fraud during your naturalization process. So if you've been holding off on applying, you may want to reconsider. And finally, stay informed and get involved. Bills like this gain power when the public doesn't speak out. If you believe this legislation is unfair or harmful, contact your representatives. Share your story. Your voice matters, especially now. To wrap this up, Trump's support for a bill that would make any DUI deportable is not just political talk, it has real consequences for millions of immigrants, including permanent residents who've built lives in the U.S. If this bill gains traction, it could change immigration law in a big way.